You are currently watching CTSB. Keep it shrimpin' naughty.
sweet. All right. Sliver in my heart. You live in a pine box. Throat burns ingrained in your neck. I'll call a new sad news when it's more like the circle of life. Put a ring on your finger. We jump on the bed all night. Sliver in my heart. Just feel bitter, mainly alive. And this world so full of darkness. She's an ever shining light. I'll call a killer. Just make me feel less alive. And all this running, it's never ending. Get over yourself somehow. Sliver in my heart. Still dream of Alice Sailor. Sometimes it's only lost. Sometimes it's only lost. If you were just no songs, just the banter tonight. I'd miss your forlorn ways. Miss it all if it had went away. I remember sometimes we would get so drunk and all the words you hadn't said for months. Time is like a clock on the neck for the hype man for all of time. As I'm shrinking inward, finally realized you had left me 7 years ago. Do Not You. The song's like if you ask someone out and they choke slam you to the ground with words. Just like a little bit. Just, you know, let you down a little. Can you not tight zoom on my face, please? Can you just zoom on can we just film my feet for this one? I'm not trying to be like a diva, but it'd be sweet if you just film these shoes for a while. The pores are too big for my face, they told me. All right.
They're perfect.
Searching this world for kindness, no, not you. Probably cry all over me. No one centuries. Anyone who reminds me of you, or even with the kind of reflection of you. Wish you loved me like the slim no love's growing. My neck love's growing like a lump in my neck. I just need to flip through this notebook a little bit. Hold on here. Sorry. Should we try the cover maybe? Is that Hank Williams song? Thought she'd care for you, so you acted smart. Well, go on and break your crazy heart. You lived on promises I knew would fall apart. Go on, break your crazy heart. You never would admit you were mistaken. You didn't even know the chances you were taking. Knew you couldn't win. Told you from the start. Well, go on, break your crazy heart. I knew you'd wake up, find her missing. tried my best to warn you, but you wouldn't listen. Told me I was wrong. Thought you were so smart. Well, go on and break your crazy heart. Go on, break your crazy heart. Quiet on set. Please be quiet on the set. All right. I think we'll do one more. Which one do you want to do?
Yeah, whichever one you want. You got your Jesus song.
Let's do the Kryssi.
Yeah, let's do that one.
along the way, God is moved. Or show me what you got to say. Wall of clouds, oh yes, paradise, guiding star. Oh, which way should I flow, guiding star? Where I'll be tomorrow, I'm not sure, and that's the way I like to go. It's a spiritual pleasure, y'all. My name's Frank Hurricane. Pleased to be here at the CSB TV up in this spiritual place. Community broadcasting for the Southern Berkshires. Such a spiritual pleasure. We've had a lot of beautiful music tonight from Alto Jeffro and the Holy Kryssi B, along with Holy Wednesday, Knudsen. Such a spiritual, holy evening of music. I thank Holy Jason, Big Shane, Holy Leslie, all the shrimps, Holy Erica, all the shrimps, Holy Michelle at this sacred station. My man Esteban, it is off the chain. So glad to be here. This next song is called Tear Britches Trail. I was rolling up Tear Britches Trail, thinking about them pink Crocs they put on me in jail. Sometimes you win, sometimes you gotta fail. Sometimes you're slugging, sometimes you are the snail. As I was rolling under October skies, thinking about how looking up was kinda like looking in your eyes. Down there in Georgia, up in Tennessee, so glad that I know you, everything gonna be free. As I was sleeping above Panther Creek Falls, Lord, big old Widowmaker tree come down, almost crushed your boy and all. Was on my birthday in the middle of May. So glad that I know you, everything gonna be okay. As I was chilling in darkness way up high, looking out over lonely towns, Lord, I asked that question why. You touched me so deep, but we barely touched at all. Your eyes are the color that mystical New England fall. I'd like to get down with you in some deep smoke as hail, but until the end you can catch me on Tear Britches Trail. Oh yeah. Thanks so much, y'all. It's such a spiritual pleasure. Now when you go out on the holy Appalachian Trail, which happens to be right up the road from here. You know, I've done this mystical section before. Shay's pubic rebellion and all that other spiritual stuff. Man, we talking mystical Mount Everett and Mount Race, some spiritual mountains. Some shrimps call that the whites of southern New England. Some people call it that. And we right in the middle of that stuff, right here. Went up that mystical Flag Rock Trail today. Saw a holy view with some mystical juggalo tags up on it and stuff like that. Overlooking that spiritual town. And let me tell y'all, the Housatonic. And man, it was just beautiful, you know. But on Appalachian Trail, you get yourself a trail name. Now my trail name is Manimal. And I lucked out, guys. I got a good one, man. You know, Manimal. That's a good name. A strange army ranger shrimp popped out a mystical holy camouflage bivy sack. From underneath the picnic table, he goes, "Yo, you're coming with me." I said, "Oh my God, dude was camouflaged legit. Army ranger, you know, type of dude can lay in a pool face down for 3 days and just keep his shrimping." He popped out that bivy sack. "You're coming with me." I couldn't say nothing. I had to go. That shrimp had me going 7 miles an hour over some of the hardest climbs, these mystical peaks, a spot called the Swag of the Blue Ridge. We're going up over all these spots 7 miles an hour. Dude was throwing me Snickers bars over his shoulder, telling me haunted mystical tales of his time in the army and stuff. I was deep throating Snickers bars, one every 15 minutes. Make you go 7 miles an hour. I got down to the spot. That van was supposed to pick me up. Well, dude, I was 5 hours early. Dude finally showed up, and all the rest of the people, they were doing 2 miles an hour pace. Dude shows up in the van. I told him what happened, and he goes, "You're the Manimal." That was the holy trail name. Now, you know, some people get trail names from unfortunate events and things that they mess up and stuff like that. Ass face. You can picture what his face looked like. A butt. Boar fucker. You can imagine what that dude did. Colgate, Aquafresh. Them shrimps had stank breath. Shat backwards. Dude had norovirus and could spray diarrhea like a fire hose. But every time this dude hops on a trail for the rest of his life, he has to tell people his name is Shat backwards. Imagine that. I got Manimal. I lucked out. I met a dude with a trail name that ripped my mind apart. His trail name was Girthworm Jim. I said, "Oh my God, dude." There was no girth to him. He had emaciated hipster physique. Like you'd see him in downtown Turner's Falls or something, smoking a cigarette or something like that. Emaciated hipster physique. I said, "Where's the girth?" He said, "In my drawers." I said, "Oh my God, off the chain." My dude was cool, but he was wild, you know? He would not let people take pictures of him and stuff. I knew something was up. I said, "Girthworm." I got to know him throughout the holy day. I said, "Girthworm, what's up, dude? Why you acting so weird and stuff?" He goes, "Dude, I'm on the run from the hated police of Jacksonville, Florida." I said, "Damn, son, that's a great reason to hike the Appalachian Trail." He said, "I thought so too." I said, "Hell yeah." Now, Girthworm, he said, "In Jacksonville, you're either pulling triggers or you're pushing plungers." And I've been to that holy mecca of human society, Jackson, Vegas. And he's right. That's exactly how it is there. This song is called Girthworm Jim. girthworm Jim. What kind of trouble are you in? Those psychedelic temperatures, here we go. Girthworm Jim, what kind of trouble are you in? I heard you were running from the law. Live on a trail until the fall. You won't have no worries at all. Girthworm Jim, oh, I'd love to be your friend, but it's hard to know much about you when you're cold and silent like a statue. But the world won't go on without you. Oh, I took you to a Chinese buffet, best one I know of near GA. Ooh, you really pissed off the boss when you dipped your testicuales in the sauce. For words, the whole place was at a loss. Oh, you always high as a kite, that hated Delta 9 to suit your right. Always dogging down a honey bun. Oh, we really had some fun. So glad to have met you on the run. Girthworm Jim, what kind of trouble are you in? I heard you were running from the law. Live on a trail until the fall. You won't have no worries at all. That's called Girthworm Jim. Oh, I used to go to a pizza place in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, where I used to chill back in the day. There's a place on Norman Avenue called Carmine's. It's not around anymore. Old man Carmine, he was like 120 at the time, an Italian gangster. And that was friggin' 15 years ago or something. This Italian shrimp, Old man Carmine, could cook up a slice. Man, it was the best New York style pizza in the world, man. It was just normal and spiritual and off the chain. And, you know, me and my boys, we were playing a psychedelic spot around the corner from there in Greenpoint that was like a warehouse where like nude dudes be on the trapeze with the dongs flapping around and stuff like that. Naked dudes in like face paint, painted up, mystical, like kind of like a gay circus pimpinati kind of thing. And the dudes was butt naked on trapezes with dongs and balls be flapping around. And we were playing as the soundtrack to that spiritual scene. And I said, boys, before we get this deep into this psychedelic evening, let's deep throat a slice, man. You know, get us ready for this shit. So, you know, this place was right around the corner. I said, dude, let's go visit my boy, Old man Carmine. I told these dudes it was a real serious pack of shrimps. I said, dude, this slice gonna change your life. But I didn't realize how much this slice was about to change our lives forever. Pulled up at the spot, it was packed to the gills up in this place. The vibes were similar to the vibes of a shrimp with a peanut allergy inside of a Texas chode house. Like it was off the chain. Too many people. That shit was crazy and the vibes were nuts. And Old man Carmine sees me come in and he goes like, he's shaking his head like, don't come in, don't come in. It's gonna get crazy. You could tell something was up. I roll up inside. There's a dude up in there kind of holding court in a psychedelic parka. And I notice he's got a gun in his hand. I said, oh my God. He goes, I'm a good dude. I got a pistol. And I was like, holy fuck, man. And then I said, you know, I thought to myself, dog, pizza is love. We gotta get this going. We gotta save the day up in this holy spot with pizza. So I said to him, I got you on a slice, dude. Old man Carmine, throw 2 regular slices up in that oven real quick. Old man Carmine said, he put him in there. And I start talking to the dude. I said, yo, how you doing? And he was chilling, told me, what up, dude? And I said, oh, come on, old man Carmine, get them slices out, They getting hot now. He pulled them out, threw them on the plate. I looked at my dude with the pistol. I said, you care for any of that sacred oregano powder? He goes, biatch. So I dumped it all over there, you know what I'm saying? Covered that shit in oregano dust. I said, my friend, do you need any sacramental Parmesan flakes? He goes, biatch, cover that thing. Covered it in the holy Parmesan. I said, do you do that Sacramento red pepper flake? He goes, what do you think, biatch? And I dumped so much red pepper. That slice was that girthed out with powders on top, like my boy Little Howlin' Wolf would dress a pizza. I gave him his slice. We dogged them together. He put the gun away. We rolled out the place. We saved every shrimp's life up in that pizzeria that day, just with a slice of pizza. It was mind-blowing. This next song called Addicted to Thrills. I met the Bulldog in Athens, Georgia. Yeah, I'm up to something. I got my Jimmy hats for that home girl I met on Snapchat. I gave my Lyft driver half of a $5 bill. He'll get the other half when I come back out. I'm addicted to thrills. Addicted to thrills. Addicted to thrills. Addicted to thrills. Oh yeah. I'm in a haunted high rise. Oh, I'm chilling with a mystic granny up in New Jersey. Ooh, them bed bugs are eating me alive. Some words were spoken by an incestuous rapper from Hoboken. I'm sipping whole garden. I'm doing pills. I'm addicted to thrills. Addicted to thrills. Addicted to thrills. Addicted to thrills. Oh yeah. Meet me down at the murder-suicide Papa John's in Fort Payne, Alabama. If we're lucky, we won't wake up in the slammer. I'm in search of things most other people only dream of. Fill me up to the gills. Heaven help me, I'm addicted to thrills. Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. The local pollens have been getting your boy. Now, I never feel no pollen in the Hudson Valley the past 4 days. Whoo! The pollen, you can just see it, just the air, there's just white pollen clusters flying through the air and shit. I'm driving down the road, I'm using my windshield wipers, but it ain't raining. I'm getting pollen blasts off my screen. It's crazy. So my voice is slightly girthed from the pollen. But I gotta lubricate it with spiritual brew. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it in whiskeys. And it's a spiritual world that we live in because we can do that kind of thing. I love it. This next song right here, it's about the Eagles, the sacred football team. Go Birds! It's about haunted houses. It's about all kinds of mystical stuff. All kinds of spiritual people and things. It's called Holy Michael Loves the Birds. This one goes out to my new friend Scott over here. Holy Michael loves the birds. Holy Michael loves the birds. 215 rides on Intimidator number 305. Holy Michael loves the birds, and he listens to the holy words of his mother Earth. Holy Michael loves to sing, but he never knows the joy it brings to anyone and everything around. Tall Patty likes the dogs. He's often seen with a big round hog. Cleans out waterfalls in Athens, Georgia. We used to live in a haunted house where 90s ghosts roamed all around, and we learned lots about ourselves. They'd play with your neck hairs as you climbed them attic stairs, running through the dark trying to get to my room. Paintings and doors fell off the walls. You'd hear phantom footfalls getting greasy with Brian Veazey. Skinny Michael walks those dogs. Rumor is he got the 12-inch log. Lives down at the Purgatorium. Chinturnsky's got a gift. He can see shape shift to shift. He sees the world through a juggernaut's lens. And as the world moves and you learn to love the blues, as you elongate pubes and see different hues, remember that I love you. Please remember that I love you. Philly love. Thank you, guys. You know, I found myself playing a mystical music festival up in Chirac, Illinois. And I said, damn, son, you know, if I leave tonight and I make it to this Holiday Inn Sexpress in Holy Gurney, Illinois, I can catch that mystical continental breakfast. And then I can ride coasters all day at Six Flags Great America. So I made my way to the Holiday Inn Sexpress, busted up in that continental breakfast, slapped a bunch of little kids out the way, tackling them little fuckers on the way to that spiritual Belgian waffle maker. And you know, I'm just, come on kids, get out, man. I got to make me a waffle. Made up some Belgian waffles, got me some Go-Gurts, some apples, some bananas, some, bootleg Frosted Flakes and Fruit Loops, little kids, cartons of milk from the Holy Elementary School style. Man, I'm talking psychedelic Danishes and stuff. I didn't eat any of it. It just goes in your pocket, rots in the car, you know what I'm saying? Your car starts smelling bad about a month later. Whoo! Dude, that's that Holiday Inn Express, that rotted Go-Gurts up in there. I guess I shouldn't have taken as many as I did, but it's a spiritual thing. That's just life. And I came out that continental breakfast, and I popped through, and a Vietnam veteran shrimp popped up out the bushes with a crack pipe in his hand. It was off the chain. And I said, "Thank you for your holy service." And he goes, "Thank you, man." And he's like, "You playing music out there?" And I said, "Tonight in Bloomington Normals, Illinois." And he goes, "Oh, man." And I said, "Yo, I'm going to Six Flags." He goes, "Had fun waiting in line." Little did he know, I love waiting in line. It's one of the best parts. It's when you meet the people of the world. It's very spiritual. And that's what I wrote this song about. It's called Taylor and Rhonda. This goes out to Jim and Lindsay, my good old friends. Glad they came through to surprise the shrimp here at the CSB TV Spiritual Cats, Community CB, Community CT, Community Television of Southern Berkshires. CTSB. Kutabasaba. It's called Taylor and Rhonda. Psychedelic lesbian, but life goes on like that river. Ghost on 411, all dressed in white, maybe on his way to heaven, maybe just 7-Eleven. I was blasting farewell transmission. You seem to call that apparition on a mission. Made me smile and also shiver like jumping into an ice cold river. Shaman, he had a girlfriend possessed by a demon. Of course it scared him, but it also prepared him. Now he lives at a White Rosters collective, puts it all in perspective. Taylor and Rhonda, I don't know what's ahead, but I sure know I'm behind ya. And as sure as they pumping that water out that Chattahoochee, R.I.P. to King Dakar and Glenn Lucci, and that Dollar General Warehouse up in Cumming, Georgia. We're gonna hire you, they're gonna do good things for you, and I'll catch you next time at Six Flags over Georgia. Thank you, guys. I got a few more tunes, yeah? CTSB. Spiritual guys, man. I love this area. I've been to the Big Y in Great Barrington. That's the only time I've been in this area before. I was on the Holy Appalachian Trail. And I went to the Big Y and I got myself a large pepperoni pizza, I remember. And I deep-throated almost the whole thing. And I chugged like a six-pack of brew and like kind of hiding it in the parking lot. And made it back to the Holy Appalachian Trail. I was picked up. I hitchhiked in. The kind shrimp took me both ways. It was very incredible. And, that was my first experience in this area right here. But it was a good one. And this is a great second one. So I'm glad to be here. Let's see here, guys. I had the spiritual pleasure the other night of running into a dude, a lonesome traveler shrimp. And, he's just the type of shrimp that you see on the side of that mystical highway that you driving down, and you see that shrimp on the side of the road going, and there's mystical purpose and psychedelic journey that they are on, and that they're working for. You don't know what it is, but it's something, man. They're doing something, and they're going somewhere spiritual down this dangerous roadside. I met this guy the other night. His name was Bones. Very spiritual dude up in Woodstock, New York. He told me a mystical tale that really kind of rocked my mind. Really just blew me away, and I had to relay it to y'all here on the spiritual CTSB. And let me tell y'all, this dude Bones, he was rolling, and he needed new shoes. He was on a psychedelic journey. He needed shoes bad. His shoes had run through the bottoms. He was a barefoot shrimp at this point. His feet was all sliced up and raw. My dude needed shoes. Pulls up on a dumpster. He looks in this mystical dumpster. There was an energy just coming from it. It just kind of called his name. And he rolled up on that dumpster, and inside that dumpster was a shoebox for new boots, exactly his size. And he was like, dude, oh my God, I know it's empty. He picked it up. It was the right weight for a pair of shoes. He shook it. He could hear the boots inside. They were exactly his size. He knew it. And he knew that possibly it would be brand new boots in this box, or worst come to worst, it would be the old shoes that the shrimp had that would fit his feet, and they would be in there also, kind of replaced with the new ones taken out. He was so friggin' stoked, man. He shook that box again and again. He was ready to open that spiritual box. He opened that box. Up inside was a dead chihuahua. Pretty spiritual, y'all. Pretty mind-blowing. And around it was wrapped flowers and stuff. It was a sacred casket for this dead chihuahua that had somehow made its way to a sacred dumpster. This holy world is so mind-blowing. It blows my mind every second. And Big Fat Bones really blew me with that one. Incredible. And he continued on his journey, and probably he got a pair of shoes the next day or something like that. Maybe he used, the skin from the holy chihuahua to craft some mystic boots or something. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do out here. This goes out to my boy Bones and all us traveler shrimps out on the road. It's called Roadside Traveler Blues. Just a spiritual roadside juggalo, trying to have some fun in a world that's finna blow. Where he's headed next, no way to tell. He's trying to make it to your door and not get run, or smashing pumpkins, what he likes to play. Melancholy and the infinite sadness, the soundtrack of his day. Just a holy roller schizophrene, shitting off a log and dipping in a bog and everything in between. Live down by the creek, cook up some turtle stew. Stick that coyote's head on a pike if you don't want him coming through. They really miss their friends, they miss their girls, but it's their jobs to travel them spiritual pathways of the world. Oh, a 40 of St. Ides helps to pass the time. Love and peace and holy light ain't all that's on their minds, but it will be in time. Oh, I'll be your spiritual shrimp and art tonight, traveling down that lonely road, just looking for a light. Let's go down to the river, have us a bottle of wine. Sometimes hard to know what to bring, what to leave behind, but I don't mind. That's called the Roadside Traveler Blues. Such a spiritual pleasure, guys. I got 4 more quick ones here. Thanks for coming to this holy show. This next one called Cinnamon of the Mountains. It's about getting naughty up in nature, like my boy Danny Monster Cruz would do. He had a quote, my boy Danny Monster Cruz of the Holy Flaming Dragons of Middle Earth. And if you're at home watching this, get on Google and look it up. Flaming Dragons of Middle Earth. My boy Danny Monster Cruz. R.I.P. boy, whoop whoop. He was a life-changing artist, musician. He had a quote and a song, "Bestiality is my reality." Very spiritual. And this song goes out to my boy Danny Monster Cruz. It's called Cinnamon of the Mountains. Cinnamon of the mountains, oh, you taste so good to me. Lick upon the holy fountain, maybe touch upon a tree. Whether I'm way up high or down in the valley below, you know I'm loving you in the sunshine or the snow. Cinnamon of the mountains, oh, on a blazing afternoon. If they ever know you are around them, oh, them birds will aid you in a tune. If you never done shrooms with a wild boar, oh, you really missing out. Though it might turn to a bestial time if you know what I'm talking about. up on sacred mountaintop. When I make love with you, oh, you ain't gonna want it to stop. Well, girl, my last name's Hurricane. Rode a tornado up in my tent. Shrimping ain't easy, Lord, but it's heaven sent. When I start thinking about that mountain time, I started getting romantic for the mystical pines, the spiritual lines on your beautiful spine, curved like mountain ranges. Ooh, girl, I feel like I'm flying, coming through the speakers like a grizzly bust through your tent, reminiscing on a sexual scent, a spiritual vibe, type of beauty make a shrimp and not squint. I say love you, then I'm off to the trees. I say love you, then I'm off with the breeze. Oh yeah, we shrimping with ease. That's called Cinnamon of the Mountains. For my boy Danny Monster Cruz. The first time I was ever on public television was with my boy Danny Monster Cruz. So it seems fitting to be back in Western Mass on another pubic television special here. It feels great. I got 3 more songs, guys. This next one's called Holy Weekend. That's a beautiful campfire on that mannequin's buttocks over there, man. It's off the chain. It's a holy place out here in Lee, Massachusetts. CTSB Studios. Took you up to Midnight Hole, my favorite swimming spot. A day of jumping cliffs, I love you a lot. Crown Royal and PBRs, I'm a coaster fiend. We grilled hamburgers, I jumped naked in the stream. My neighbors saw me butt naked in that holy moonlight. Went to the liquor store in Newport, Tennessee. Then to the Walmart, a special place to me. That parking lot's the best place in the world to hang with a mountain shaman or a naughty whale-tailed country girl. Felt good to show you a place where my soul flows completely free. Hollywood after Golden Corral. We both ate so much I felt blimped out like a sow. We rode lightning rod, it still had to launch. Dude got pulled off on a gurney that was spiritual to watch. I won't forget that holy East Tennessee weekend. Holy weekend. Holy weekend. Holy Thank you, guys. I was cruising down the Southern Highway, and I experienced something that's more common than you would think. I was cruising through a speed trap, and it was like 50 to 15, and the sign they like ripped down, and the hated cops are just sitting there waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? Classic bullshit. And the cop pulled me over, and the car was packed with shrimps. Everybody had drugs on them, except for me, luckily. And luckily, I did not know that everyone else had all these drugs on them. But I did know a dude in the back who sees shapeshifters, whose name is Chen Turnsky, was wearing a shirt that said, "Take me to your dealer," with an alien's face on it. So if that didn't say that there was some shrimp-a-naughty activity going down in the whip, I'm pretty sure they would have noticed. The cop comes up. He goes, "Son, you were going mighty fast back there." I said, "Yes, sir." He goes, "Okay, well, I'll drop the ticket down to 5 over. It'll be $100. I said, "Thank you, for dropping it down." He said, "I'm going to go back to my car, write it all up." He came back and he gave me the ticket. And he looked down, and see, I have this tattoo here. It says ICP here on my leg. You want to zoom in? ICP. And he goes, "Son, before I let you go, what's that tattoo there on your leg?" Says ICP. I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to be considered a gang member. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's going to try to take me in FBI style for being a juggalo or something. But I was honest. I said, "Insane Clown Posse." He said, "I thought that's what that was." I said, "You listen to them?" He goes, "Matter of fact, I do. A juggalo popo. There's more than one out there, let me tell y'all. It's more common than you'd imagine." And I was blown away, and I said, "Damn, dude." He goes, "Matter of fact, I was blasting Mudvayne when I clocked you going over the speed limit." Mudvayne. Now, that's not per se psychopathic, but it's close enough. Some wild-ass honkies with some crazy paint on their face playing some jugged-out beats and stuff. So, yeah, I get it. But he also was deeply jugged. Now, after the fact, my boy said to me, "You should have asked him if he likes that song, Piggy Pie." That's literally about cooking up popos into pies and eating them. But it's probably good I didn't think about asking him that at the time. A juggalo popo. I caught myself caught on the top of this roller coaster the other day called Candemonium. And it was a windy day, and this coaster has weird sensors with the wind or something, so it got stuck at the top. And it was a naughty juggalette sitting to my right. It was me, empty seat, naughty juggalette, dude who looked like Moby. Front row, Candemonium, 242 and a half feet up in the holy air. Wind a-blasting. And I was enjoying it. I'm like, damn, son, this view's lit. I got to see everything I never get to see. Usually you see it for like a second. And I was enjoying the holy view. Everybody else on this holy train was losing their minds. Minds were melting. People were freaking, crying. The holy juggalette took charge. She started praying a juggalette's prayer. She grabbed everyone's hands. She grabbed Moby next to her. All these families behind me, they was all holding hands. And she said, "Oh, Jesus, oh, God, you know we came here for the thrills." And she was singing this juggalette's prayer. And, man, I was losing my mind. It was incredible. And then it just goes and goes off the drop. And, she was just screaming this holy juggalette's prayer the entire ride on the coaster. And then when we got back, The whole station was clapping, and she was leading this Juggalette's prayer sermon, everybody holding hands and shit in the railroad station at the mystical Candemonium. And I was just like, damn, son, it was off the chain. A Juggalette's prayer. This song called the Susquehanna River Blues. I wound up in a town full of lonely juggalos, not that different from Lee, Massachusetts. I was heading down to Baltimore, where I'm often known to go, where that dead was a-blazing and my whip was riding slow. Brushed my teeth in the parking lot with a homeless juggalo. Oh, juggalo, lonely juggalo. There's a place that you ought to know, up in Northeast Maryland, near the early banks of the Susquehanna. Well, we was at that Burger King, man. We was dogging down for show. They was rolling all around town with big bags full of Fago. There was oh so many, I did not know which way to go. They was girthed out and skinny, full spectrum of juggalo. Oh, juggalo, lonely juggalo. There's a place that you gotta go and chill with your juggalo fam on the holy banks of the Susquehanna. I said Susquehanna, Susquehanna. I wound up in a town full of lonely juggalos. That's for my boy Jason right there. And Holy Peter. We got one last track here. It goes out to my boy Chris Dooley, who has come to all 3 Western Mass shows of mine and has brought spiritual slices to me at the holy shows from the mystical areas that I'm playing in. That means more than words can explain. And I love that dude. And this goes out to him, Holy Chris Dooley, a legend in the Western Mass scene. Big Chris Dooley. The song called The Sneedville Blues. Up to Sneedville in my whip, had myself a psychedelic trip. Ain't no place like Sneedville, Tennessee. I did some Yeti powder, popped a couple of pills. Sneedville's full of them holy thrills. Spiritual river, won't you help me ease my mind? Oh, still river flow. Sneedville blues can't take my soul away. Ooh-wee. Towns as corrupt as can be. I had a guy named Cricket, he was Cricket OG, born and raised in Sneedville, Tennessee. He said you can't trust nobody up in that place. Everybody packing in them trees is laced with that mystical powder PCP. Oh, still river flow. touch my soul. No. Holy mountain wind, yeah, you're my best friend. You set me free and easy. Back of a truck in the middle of the night, in the deep dark, all underneath the pale moonlight, laying back listening to a country song. And a gasoline fire, old boy fell in, covered in plastic, got the holy second skin. Sneedville, you know you're off the chain. Oh, still river flow, Sneedville blues can't take my soul away. Ooh-wee. Holy mountain breeze, you set my soul at ease, and you set me free from the city. But them Sneedville blues can't get me. Them Sneedville blues can't get me. Them Sneedville blues can't get me. Oh, them Sneedville blues, they can't get me. No. Oh yeah. Love you, love you. Holy CTSB, baby. Have a beautiful evening.